I love Mike Hanson Archives.
You ready to run?
All righty, folks. And once again, we are back. My name is Jeff Davis. This is the long-running Jeff Davis Show down here on Austin Time Warner Cable System. I've been down here since December of 1992. Almost 8 years down here. I appreciate the folks at ACTV, ACAC. And you are watching live. It is, what is today? The 1st of February, 2000. And the phone number to call in is area code 512-477-2288. That's 512-477-2288. We go to live until 11 p.m. Now, first off, before we get moving on here, I got to play some video, folks. I got to archive some of this video for certain reasons. But before we do that, we do have another live guest in the studio, Mr. Larry Smith. And first off, Mr. Smith, we appreciate you coming on, sir.
Yeah, well, glad to be here.
Okay. And now, tell us a little bit, Mr. Smith. Now, you've had some dealings with the last 3 weeks here. We've been talking about what's going on in Williamson County, Texas. How people are, testimonials after testimonials about being ripped apart and by this county. Now, you have your own story to share. Folks, I need to mention it's obvious that Mr. Smith here doesn't want to reveal his
identity.
His identity because of, I guess, fear of reprisal from this county, right?
Right.
Okay. But he does have quite an interesting story to tell us, so why don't you go on here, Mr. Smith, if you will. Tell us about your incident with Williamson County, Texas.
Well, I've always heard about Williamson County, and I thought people might be exaggerating, but until it hit me head on, and I had a situation where I was just leaving from my ex-wife's house, visiting my children, and I stopped at a stop sign, and I noticed there's an officer about 2 blocks down the street. Now, where I was at, he couldn't see where I stopped at, and when I went ahead and turned, he rolled right by me and then turned around and stopped me. And I asked him why he stopped me when I made a complete stop at the stop sign. And he said, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket, but I just want to take your driver's license. And he tried to say I didn't make a stop, but when I told him I saw you and you couldn't see where I was at because you was too far down the street, he just said, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket, but we're just going to take your driver's license. And they checked it, and then they said my license was suspended. Now, I was right around the corner from my ex-wife's house, and I had a cell phone, and I told him, well, he told me that he had to handcuff me, and they had to take me down. They called another police officer there. They cuffed me like a criminal. I had my work clothes on. I had a lot of equipment in the car, and I had a rental car. And I asked him, I said, well, this is a rental car. Can I call my ex-wife? She's just right around the corner. I just left the house. It's right around the corner. You can see the house from here. And he was like, no, we got to impound your car. And so they went ahead and impounded the car, and they went ahead and took me down. They kept me down there, Jeff, I stayed there about 2 days. They held the equipment that was in the car. They tried to say it was stolen. The rental car place, we got a hold of the rental car place. They tried to get the car that day. They would not let them get the car because they said it was holding it because they thought the equipment might have been stolen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's almost humorous, but it's a sickening humor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I know I got this mask on, but it's because I don't trust the legal system. When I had to go back to court, me and a friend of mine, I'm a black man, and officer rode right by us, turned around, just like last time, stopped us both this time, and we was on our way to the court this time. And I had him drive because they said my license was suspended. But anyway, they stopped us, and the guy got out of his vehicle, and he asked the officer, what was the problem? The officer said, well, no problem, your tires is too low. You got the air on your tire was too low. And obviously that was not the case. He just stopped us trying to find something. Yeah. So that's some of the things that have happened.
Well, I want to just clarify for people that may. So you were one day you were driving up in Round Rock, right? You had a rental car. You had
Right.
some equipment, some television equipment,
Right.
in the car with you. You were pulled. You were pulled over, stopped.
Yeah, I was pulled over, stopped.
Okay, and there was a problem with your driver's license. Now, explain why your driver's license was suspended.
Well, I had switched insurance companies, and I had to keep a SR22 for like 6 months to a year, and I thought I didn't need it anymore. So when I switched insurance companies, my old insurance company got dropped, and according to the SR22, you're supposed to inform whenever you switch, just inform them, so they reinstate so they keep it with your license for a year. So I didn't think I needed it anymore. And when I got the new insurance, I didn't get the SR22, so my insurance got suspended. Now, all I had to do was just show the license plate that I had insurance and my license was reinstated. It's 1 day process. As soon as I showed proof that I have insurance, my license reinstated, same day. And I had to pay $50, I think.
Okay, now because of that, when I guess they keyed in your license plate, so because of that, then they impounded the car.
Yes.
It's basically declared that the equipment, the television equipment you had in your car, had been stolen.
Right.
And well, you went to jail for what, 2 days?
2 days. It was on a Friday. I didn't get out till sometime Saturday. Friday morning, I got out Saturday night, Saturday evening, and couldn't get the car out until Monday. So we had to pay for the rental car for the weekend at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and couldn't get out Monday. And, it was just costly for me all the way around. I had to pay a $200 fine to the court system. And after all that, the man tried to give me a year worth of probation.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not laughing. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Okay, so so what did you say when they when they said they wanted to give you a year's probation?
Well, he said that they.
What did you say?
I asked him. I said, a year worth of probation for what? And he said, because your license was suspended and we stopped you. And this is usually like one of the things they do for everybody. And I was like, well, I know what my situation is. All I got to do is just go down to the driver's license place and show my insurance, and my license is going to be reinstated. And then I asked him about the probation. I said, what do probation like what? And he said, well, you have to come in each month, check in. You got to pay $115 a month for a year.
$115 a month to be on probation?
$115 a month.
Yeah.
And come in and check with somebody. And I was like, man, no way. I said, I have my insurance. All I got to do is show this, and my stuff be reinstated the same day.
Yeah.
And he gave me like next month or something to show proof of that, and then they dismissed it. Yeah.
Is it officially dismissed?
Well, yeah, it's dismissed, but I still had to pay that $200 fine.
And it's a couple days in jail.
Right.
Yeah, but no probation.
Yeah, no, I got off of that. I didn't settle for that. Unfortunately, there's 2 other guys with me, and they both took the year worth of probation. They was on the same situation, driving on suspended license or whatever it was, and they both took it. I don't know if it was because out of fear or whatnot, but they both settled for a year worth of probation.
Yeah. Okay. And did you want to get into your alimony thing?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
I fell a little behind on my child support, and it's not that much, about $400. That's not a lot of money. But I went down there and I talked to him. I said, well, I just lost my job and working another job, and my income not the same. Is there anything we can do to alleviate it or just adjust it or something like that? And
how did this happen to end up in Williamson County? Because your ex-wife lives in Williamson County? Okay.
This is Williamson County.
Okay.
But anyway, and I was like, well, if my income is half of what it was when I started paying child support, is there some kind of thing you can do to adjust that, for right now until my income is back to where it was? And they told me that they can take out over 50% of your check for child support. Now, I don't know if that's correct or not. But he told me also they rescheduled another court date for me to come back. And he said, well, if everything's caught up when you come back the following month or so, you do good, but we're gonna put you on 10 years worth of probation.
They love that probation, don't
Yeah,
they?
and I
So
said,
if you pay, if you get caught, get caught up on your child support and you're paying your child support, you still get 10 years probation.
that's what he said. 10 years worth of probation, whether you, regardless of whether you're paying your child support and caught up. And then of course, if you're not caught up or whatever, he said you just automatically going to jail, and you pay $1,000 fine to get out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just so
Yeah.
ridiculous. So you got all this going on. This is all Williamson. So what's your general opinion then of Williamson County, Texas?
Well, I think they're out for money, and it's like they're cold-hearted, don't really care about people. I think they're really out. I talked to a sheriff when he took me down, and I was talking to one of the sheriff guys, and he told me that he saw personally a situation where people had paid for lawyers or attorneys out of the Williamson County area, and after these people had paid the money to the attorneys, they go right up to the DA and ask them what do they want. These people are paying lawyers to defend them, and after they paid them the money, their lawyers would go to the district attorney and ask him, now what do you want us to do? You know, what you know, not really trying to defend them or nothing, it's whatever they want.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide.
Court appointed attorney. Is that Williamson? Is that mainly the court appointed?
Well, he just told me he's seen attorneys do that, so that's probably the court appointed.
So they're not
attorneys.
even providing a defense. It's just they get the money and then ask the district attorney what does he want?
It's whatever y'all want to decide y'all want to do, and that's what we'll do.
All right, then you've had people. Oh, gee. So
Now I heard this from one of the sheriffs that works from the sheriff department up there.
yeah.
So this wasn't from. This is from the inside source. Yeah.
Well, I just heard some unconfirmed rumors. That's all I can say about them. Is that the Williamson County has actually been involved in CIA drug smuggling. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying what I was just told. So you know, and then the people I talked to out front said they'd believe anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard rumors that they'll plant drugs on you up there. They'll do anything.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. That's why I'm dressed like I am, because I don't trust the system, and I know I have to go back up and deal with the judges and the lawyers up there in my situation. So I really, I feel like I'm taking a risk to come up here just to say this. It's not that I'm not afraid to voice my opinion, but the system is so unjust that it's like they do with you as they will. If the lawyer or that judge say do 6 months in jail, to him it ain't gonna affect his home, it ain't gonna affect his family, but it's gonna affect me. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm not gonna be able to make money to support my kids. I can't take care of my family or kids if I'm in jail, just because I might be a little behind or something, and then all that time I'm in jail, I still got to yet pay that money for the time that I was in jail, paying for something that I got behind on in the first place. So it's like a lose.
Probably fines to the county and all that.
It's a lose-lose situation. And then these families and these homes, I've seen one family, the guy, I don't know, he had to pay $600, $700, $800 a month for child support, and he's with his ex-wife, his new wife. And I understand you got to take care of your responsibilities. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take care of your families and your kids, because it's needed, and husbands and men need to take care of their responsibilities. So I'm not denying that, but what the county seemed to fail to realize is that when a man or woman not together no more, he has other family to take care of too, and plus himself. And if they're taking away 50% of your check, in my situation, I'll be honest with you, my income compared to what it was, it's over 50% of my check they're taking out. And they're looking at me, and they steady adding the 12% interest.
Yeah.
And then they're,
adding that interest. Yeah.
Yeah, they're adding their 12% interest, and they steady increasing it and increasing it and increasing it, and then they tell me, well, now your payment is $150 more than what it originally should be. So I'm like, man, I got to do something, because I got a looser behind my neck. If I pay, I get 10 months worth of probation.
10 years probation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 10 years worth of probation, whether I pay my child support and caught up or not. I never heard anything like that. So when I go back, I'm not going back unless I have a lawyer that I can trust to represent me.
Yeah.
And if I miss, well, I'm going straight to jail.
Well, you may want to talk to some of these guys out here, Larry. Like I say, we're trying. There are people who are studying the law and understanding exactly what's going on, how criminal, how fraudulent this is, and the whole 9 yards. And I think you may want to just, Jeff Contreras and some of these people out here.
Yeah. I want to say this. When I got stopped for this child support situation, they kept me in jail for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they treated me like a felony. And I wasn't going to get out until I paid X amount of money. Now, when I went back to court last time and I talked to the DA came and talked to him, and he said, well, we're going to put you on probation, and it's not going to be like a regular probation. It's going to be like a civil probation, and you're not going to be treated like a criminal because you don't have a record. You haven't done anything, so you're not a criminal. But when I was in that jail system, they treated me, my situation, they treated me like a felony. They said it was a felony charge. So I wasn't treated no different than anybody else up there. You see? So I'm like, how can you sit there and tell me if you put me on 10 years of probation for this, that it's going to be a different from a real criminal that's really facing some criminal charges? It's all the same to the system. If you're on probation, you miss or whatever, you don't make your payments, you're going straight to jail. And it's like a modern day slavery, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with you. And I think you know that. You've read my press release.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
How do I put it there? Automobile stops for little or no reason, intimidation and immediate searches of cars, impound of automobiles, jail, and harassment and money generating inside the Williamson County Courthouse. Isn't that what's going on?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Anyway, Larry, God bless you, sir. Let's go put up a slate here. I do appreciate you coming on and do this.
All right.
And what we're going to do here, folks, is play about the next 10 minutes here. We'll run part of this, some of this footage. Now, I was supposed to get some new footage, and I haven't been able to get it. But I do need to play this to get it archived down here for other reasons. And once again, Larry, did you have a final comment or just?
Well, yeah, I'll say this, Larry. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'll say this. What you're doing is really needed. And a lot of people like myself are scared to step forward because of the consequences that we feel like we got to face. And I know I got to go back and deal with these people. And
well, I'm dealing with them too, with my son.
Yeah.
And it's volatile.
Yeah.
Everybody up there faces, you're dealing with people that have no respect for life, or, family, or nothing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much they want their money and they want their little petty power grid, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate what you're doing. And if there's more people that's going through, we need to stand up, because if we don't, then we'll find ourselves in a situation where we want to stand up. It's too late.
Absolutely. I've always said if we as collectively as black, white, Hispanic, all different ages, races, creeds, cannot stand up to what's going on over there in Williamson County, we have no chance of getting justice anywhere.
Right.
If Central Texas can't get together and put a halt to what's going on over there, we might as well not even have shows, or we might as well not be doing nothing.
Right.
That's the way I feel about it.
You're right.
All right, Larry.
All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt your viewing here on classic Alex Jones or Jeff Davis or Steve Lane or George Humphrey here on. Be sure to subscribe to Mike Hanson Archives. Hanson Archives, which is our newest one, and our newest one is Waco Archives. Anything we've done with Waco, we're going to put on there separately. But Mike Hanson Archives on YouTube and Hanson Archives. And we're busy putting up all these old shows. There's one of, I don't know what they're doing there. I guess they're... That's when Barcodes just come out. They were complaining about it. There's Alex. And we just got through with this one over here, Alex and Steve on the Freedom Report. We have an editor over here, and she's letting it render now. But that's what we're doing here on these channels. We're putting up 25-year-old shows from Alex Jones and Jeff Davis. I was both their producers from 1995 all the way up to 2010, and it's probably 60 or 70 people doing what I used to do in Alex's office now. But if you would like to help us fund this project, write us here at 901 St. Joseph's, Gonzales, Texas. Send us $25 and I'll send you a signed copy of my book, Bohemian Grove, Cult of Conspiracy, when Alex Jones and I snuck into the Bohemian Grove back in the year 2000. Let me move my fly swatter out of the way. There is Alex and I when we were younger. Okay. We'll get you back to watching the good classics here on, what is that, Alex being arrested? But we got hundreds and hundreds of tapes to do. We got to transfer them over to from VHS over to the computer. There's Jeff Davis. All right, well, give us a call if you'd like to put it on a credit card at 830-672-3089. If you would like to write us, we're at 901 St. Joseph Street in Gonzales, Texas. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and let all your friends know about all these old shows we're putting up. They haven't been seen in 25 years. Thanks a lot and God bless.
Judge, I'd like to give my 3 minutes to Jeff Davis, please.
No, I don't need that. No, okay. I'm not even going to take my 3 minutes. Greetings all. God bless you. My name is Jeff Davis. I have hosted international radio. I've been on a national radio network for the last 3 years. I am the host of the long-running Jeff Davis show here on Austin Time Warner cable system. And I am down here, folks. Now, I realize, first off, and once again, I do thank you for the opportunity. I realize that this may not be your jurisdiction, but I feel as my public servants, which you are, I live and reside in Travis County, Texas, that you ought to know a story that we are investigating at this time concerning your neighboring county, one of the neighboring counties here in Texas. We are investigating reports from many people that Williamson County, Texas is involved in basically unethical and immoral conduct. This is a set, one of the first sets of live testimonials from dozens of people who reside in Williamson County, Texas, who basically share a common theme if you listen to these testimonials. And that is that the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment, the amendment against improper searches and seizures of automobiles and private property, is being trampled on in Williamson County, Texas. Automobile stops for little or no reason. Absolutely no reason. Searches without permission, searches of cars without permission, and intimidation, particularly of youth and elderly people, into these searches. Looking and trying to find things to ultimately have these people end up in the Williamson County courthouse. Now, folks, I'm the first one to admit that there's corruption everywhere. There's corruption in government, there's corruption in the private sector, there's corruption in the single-family unit. But the trend that is going on in Williamson County, Texas, with the testimonials that are going on and the people that are stepping forward, is borderline criminal. And I believe, folks, like I say, with you as my public servants, I'm going to ask you, as soon as we get this documentary done, I want to turn it somehow over to this court, or to this county. And you determine for yourselves the validity of these testimonials, what these people are saying, and decide if you yourself believe that's the way a public service, a county that's supposed to be our public servants, should be conducting themselves. So that's really all I've got. I do appreciate the time. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Quick call here. You're on the air.
Hello, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Hey, your guest, Larry,
Yes.
which wasn't his real name, who was wearing a mask with his face turned opposite from the camera, said that his being arrested for a suspended driver's license was a felony.
Uh-huh.
Yet, he didn't have to accept probation and could be out of jail once he paid his bail. Yet his two occupants who were with him in the car, who committed no crime, had to accept, or they accepted probation. I didn't really get any answers on that because your guest was only on there briefly and couldn't go into a lot of detail about that, but I just wanted to know why his two friends who were with him at the time in the car had to accept probation, or they accepted it out of fear.
I think they accepted it out of fear. By the way, we got brand new footage coming out. We're supposed to, and we've got a former Austin Police Department person. Of course, you saw the bail bondsman, current Williamson County bail bondsman. I mean, so it's not just people that are, that are wrapped up in the courts that we're getting a wide variety of old, young, new. They're all basically saying about the same thing. So the attacks on credibility with these testimonials and this video that's coming out, I think it'll be null and void.
I don't disagree with you, and I could believe possibly that kind of stuff goes on in Williamson County. It's just kind of hard to accept something without a lot of facts being given. I mean, I wish this guy, Larry, could have went into more detail or explained some of the situations. After all, he did mask his identity, so I think he could have been a little more forthright. And as far as your son being arrested, you never have gone into detail about that. I mean, I know there's certain things you don't want to discuss out of court, but it's hard to believe that he's innocent if he was pulled over for smoking weed.
Well, first off, you don't know the facts, and let me also say
Well,
that,
you haven't given me the facts, sir.
Okay, have you been down to do you work for Williamson County? Do you
No,
work for
sir.
one of these counties?
No.
Okay, have you ever been down to watch their courts?
No, but I've seen...
Okay, have you been watching all these testimonials over the last series of a few weeks? I would say, sir, until you actually do your investigation and actually go down and see the courts operate, see what they're doing, to see these people plead guilty and no contest based upon little or no evidence, just out of intimidation, then I would say to anybody that suggests that they need to go do some investigation.
But I can't do any investigation unless you give me a few little facts here, Jeff.
Go down to the Williamson County Courthouse and watch it for yourself.
Well, why don't
Go
you
down
tell me what
and
your
watch.
son was
Go down and watch
arrested
their. Go down and watch their docket, so-called docket proceedings.
for? What was your son arrested for, Jeff?
That's not the point. My son is almost out of this now. My son's case is just one little isolated incident in this whole thing.
Well, why don't you show the facts on the air once he's freed?
I'm not saying he might not get freed, knowing those characters up there. What I'm saying is we are. Do what? Okay. Well, good try, buddy. It didn't work. All right. Okay, now let me go back to the constitutional colleagues here again. Area code, once again, for people who are interested in getting free information, 812-473-5340. Jeff, are you screening the calls?
He was.
Okay. Do you have his number? Do you have that guy's number?
No.
What do you mean not anymore? Let me have it. I'll put it out over the air here.
Did you write it down?
Did you write it down or what?
He didn't write it down. He memorized it. He doesn't remember though.
Well, look, you need to be writing them down so we can put them out over the air. Because we ain't got no time for that kind of go. We don't keep no secrets here. We ain't got no time for no garbage. All right. Let's go ahead and go to Eric now. Eric, once again, I appreciate you coming down. Now, when are we going to get some girls down here, Eric?
We'll be getting some girls down here pretty soon, actually. A couple people.
Right. Now, I've been told, now you come in here a minute, Eric, and sit here with me.
All right.
And stick your neck out here. Come on over here and sit next to me here. You actually get to sit up next to me. That's right today. Where's your mic?
Oh, sorry. Whoops. I'll have to hold it up, I guess.
All right. What do you think about Williamson County?
I don't really know. They pulled me over one time for something that I didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah, they pulled me over because I had a broken license. I had a broken license plate light, and I didn't have one, and we don't need one. So they pulled me over for pretty much nothing.
And then did they try to search?
They asked me if they had anything in the car, drugs, that kind of thing, and I said no. They kind of let me go though, so they didn't search my car.
They did. They were wanting to.
Well, they asked if they were asking if I had anything to hide, but they didn't ask to search the car. If they did, I probably would have said no.
Well, they're most of the time. A lot of times they're not even asking; they're just doing it. Anyway, so how many girls are we gonna get down here next week?
Next week we should bring you down. Just hopefully we'll be bringing one. Hopefully we'll be bringing in a couple more after that, because they want.
And what's her name?
Her name is Casey. I don't have no idea what her last name is.
Is she watching?
I don't think she's watching, but there are some girls watching. Becky and her friends Liz and Silky and her roommate Tao. I think I said it right, Tao. There you go. Okay, so we might be getting them on. So that might be 4 girls we can be getting on maybe a couple weeks. So.
All right. So next week, folks, more girls down here. We hope.
All right.
Well, I got you to stick. Because what are we going to be seeing here?
We're gonna be showing a little intro real quick about the cars that me, Jeff, and Matt drive around in, and then we'll be having some more things for. And we'll be talking more about the people coming in a couple weeks. So more of the acts coming on.
Jeff, I don't want you doing that anymore. You get the numbers and write them down. If people don't want to give the numbers, they don't get in. And that way we can put numbers out over the airwaves. All right, let's go ahead and hit it, Dan. Paul here. You're on air.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Jeff, I was real interested in one of the legal issues until you start talking about all the girls, but I'm going to get back to the legal issue anyway.
Go ahead.
Williamson County. I belong to Texas Motorcycle Rights Association, which is affiliated with Texas Confederation of Clubs. And there have been several incidents. We have asked all our people to write down any incidences, police officers' names, such as that, any stops, give as much detail as they can, and turn them into our attorneys, because we're trying to collectively get enough information to go class action, and Williamson County is one of the targets.
Excellent. Excellent. If you're all serious about that, give me a call at the comment line, and we'll help you get it done.
All right, we'll just leave it at that then. But I had a curiosity question. There was mentioned of some arrest recently being made where the ski mask and armor and all the other stuff come into someone's house, and they came in hollering one thing, but the search warrant said personal effects. Search and seizure law has changed so much; it's real difficult to keep up with them. I realize that, but this is something new, and they go in and take all his photographs off the wall, any trophies or things that related to any organizations he might ever belong to. Are you familiar with any other similar, raid, I guess, on someone's house where they've just gone in to take personal effects, documents, and then turn the guy loose and take the stuff?
Oh well, I can't. Not in Central Texas, but I know they've done it. This happened nationally, different places.
Well, this took place in Manchaca, but it was Austin Police Department, which I thought was out of their district. The only one that had ID on their clothing was Austin Police Department, unless they were called in to assist. I don't know.
Now, what about this class action suit? Your group is looking to file a
Well,
class action suit.
what we're doing is this. Sometimes there are legitimate stops, and cops have a legitimate right, and how far that officer tends to press the issue at the time determines how you grade his conduct, I guess. But some of the people have been told just because they have patches on their back, not only in Williamson County but in Austin as well, just because they have patches on their back, they will be getting stopped, they will be getting searched, and they will be questioned. And I think they're going a little beyond their limits in most of their stops.
Have you been down? Oh yeah. Have you been down to the courthouse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you watch it down there. You can get a real good bird's eye view of everything.
Yeah, but so because of things like this, we want to collectively, and we like to, don't have to belong to our organization to do the same thing, but keep records of any stops and collectively get them, because if you get same group of officers 3 or 4 times in similar situations doing the same thing, then you got something to work with. It's kind of hard for one individual in one incident to go in and fight anything, even if he thinks he's right, thinks he's wrong, and when he hasn't had any charges filed against him or doesn't seem to have a legitimate traffic stop in the first place.
Yeah.
But if you got bad signal light, bad tail light, all this is doing is providing opportunity. What we're interested in is when it goes beyond opportunity. And do
you have a phone number you'd like to give out, or?
No, not at, I don't have anything with me at the time, but Sputnik, who is one of the directors, and Richard Lester, he's got cards and flyers all over town. He's the attorney. And Sputnik, who is with the Texas Motorcycle Rights Association, plus he is the editor of Texas Road Warrior magazine, which generally conducts a lot of political issues. We've gone together to fight bills and put bills into the Capitol, and we have had laws passed to help us out, especially on some of these phony insurance programs they're coming up with, where they're trying to put 40 cents per gallon on insurance now. So
hey, bro, I'm completely out of time.
Okay.
Could you give me a call, 251-6049?
Hello, it's Mike Hanson, your good Facebook buddy and YouTube buddy. Here's Jeff Davis, my great friend. We're not social distancing. See, we're in 2020 now. Tell me about 1995.
1995.
Well, that's what we're watching right now, Jeff.
You caught me off guard with that. I don't know anything of what's going on in 19. Oh, about how the technology is going to bring world peace.
Get in the shade here.
That's
Come
true.
on back.
Yeah, this fella and myself were in the Channel Lawson TV studios in Austin, Texas, public access. About 1995,
96, 97, 98, 99.
And I said to Mike Hanson, we were in the control room, and I said to him, Mike, I don't know anything about this internet too much of what people are talking about, but if it turns out to be anything like people are talking about, it could bring world peace and liberty. And guess what, folks? On this date, 6 June 2020, we're heading into world peace and liberty.
We hope so.
No, that's 100% guaranteed. Jeff Davis Show, official prediction. And as you know, Mike, Jeff Davis Show has been deadly accurate on predictions. Great callings, Orwellian police states, Fed bank fleecing. But this prediction, Jeff Davis Show prediction, is going to bring the greatest world peace and prosperity in the history of the world. That's it.
Well, don't tell those protesters, because I actually told them, live and let live yesterday, and almost got beat up.
Those protesters, those people out there at them rallies, just keep on going, baby, because we're marching our way right into a better place in this world.
We hope so.
Jeff Davis show knows so. So just keep marching away and just keep going and going with love and peace. And before you know it, we're gonna have heaven on earth.
We're gonna get right back
That's
to
it, baby.
We're gonna take you back to 1996, folks. We'll see you later.
Peace, baby.
God bless you.
That's it.